Kimla Company is sponsored by LowTeamRealty.com. Buy low, sell high with Keller Williams, Lake Travis Marketplace, Austin, Texas. Let us refer you to an expert agent near you. Buy low, sell high with LowTeamRealty.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I thank you so much for coming along with me this hour. We're going to be talking, of course, about astrology. We're going to be talking about some feng shui. We're going to be talking just about some topics that may be affecting you in your everyday life. And there are some things that I think you should be aware of, because March is very, very different from the beginning of March to the latter half of March. We've got this wonderful water energy happening. And, in the Chinese chart for this year, it's all about water. And there is absolutely zero fire in the chart. So to have a lot of rain, to have a lot of snow, to have a lot of movement, a lot of streams that are going to be, let's say, flooded or reaching its brim. You're going to see a lot of this happening. You're going to see a lot of land shifting, because water will shift land. So, having hillsides slide down and other types of roads perhaps washed out is going to be happening. We're going to be getting so much snow that's going to be turning into rain. It's going to be flooding the downstream areas. So water is not, it is going to be in abundance. Let's put it that way. And we always focus on the negative part, of what water can do, the devastating things that we have seen in the past with hurricanes and things like that. But what's positive spin on water? What's the positive power of water? We're going to be getting into that, because we are in the astrological zodiac sign of Pisces at the moment. We have an absolutely fabulous new Pisces moon coming up, and that's going to be on Saturday night. And I want to tell you, and that's March 13th. So I want to tell you to get ready for such a wonderful weekend. And that is like a romantic time. We are going to get into this particular new moon where you plant new seeds. You want to kind of evaluate where you're going, what you want to create this spring, because spring is all about planting seeds, planting new crops, planting new experiences in your life. And this particular new moon it's just got glitter all over it. So it's a wonderful time to really write down 10 wishes that are stated in the positive that you would love to co-create with the universe. And this particular new moon is at 23 degrees Pisces. If you do not have a birth chart, it is so easy to get one. Go right to my website, Kimla Lowe, LOWE.com, and you scroll down and fill out your form, and I will send you personally, I will send you your birth chart. And then that way you will be able to see exactly where all of the zodiac signs are in all of the 12 houses. And then you can follow in on what's going on for the transits. And when we talk about transits, there's two different charts. When you were first born and you took your first breath, there was a snapshot of exactly where all the planets were. As soon as you started breathing, time started running. We're in the third dimension. And that means that all the planets are moving. Earth is turning. We have got all of these planets that are traveling or that are transiting. You can interchange transit with travel. That's fine. But what we're doing is we're following all of these planets up until this particular time and how they are now interacting with the natal chart when you were born. And they make all these wonderful kind of facets and aspects, and they make a lot of challenges. They make a lot of happiness. They really can enhance a lot of areas in your life. So if you do not know this information, I mean, it's like the weather, right? You tune in to see, what's going to happen with the weather, what's going to happen cosmically to your life. So, I mean, I can't tell you how important just basic knowledge really is. And I'd love to introduce you to you and what's happening and exactly how it goes as far as your timeline. So, people say to me, well, I don't know if I should move or not. I don't know if I should get another job or not. Should I have another child or not? I mean, indecision is something that astrology can apply such clarity into your life. So I'm inviting you to really remove all the doubt and really see what's going on in your life. And Saturday night, we have this romantic time. So if you have any plans to do anything, or perhaps you have not gone anywhere for the last year, because this really marks the year that we have all been under the quarantine of COVID. Now that we've all been getting our vaccinations and some of the things have been lifted as far as the limitations, and some of the protocol has changed depending on where you live and depending on exactly how your particular state is doing. But this is really a global pandemic. You're not alone. Everyone on the planet is really experiencing the same thing. And I know that it's a little bit harsher in some areas than others, but I want you to know that this weekend coming up, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I know for a fact that you are going to feel a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter, and just a little bit rosier, because love is in the air. We've got a lot of aspects coming in on Saturday as well. And one of them that I wanted to talk about is Venus. Venus, the love planet, is going to be kissing Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces. So we're going to have this big love fest going on. And you know what? If you are not in relationship right now, love yourself. Do something fun for yourself. You can do such wonderful things. You don't have to wait for somebody to buy flowers for you. Go out and surround yourself with flowers. Bring them into the home and bless yourself with some fun foods that perhaps, you've been kind of neglecting or starving yourself. Go and get something that is something like a comfort food or something that you absolutely love to drink, or something that you like, a sweet that you haven't had in a really long time. Take care of yourself. Self-care is so important, that we don't shower ourselves, or we don't love ourselves like we should from time to time. It's a really good idea, if you are by yourself, to do some mirror work and look into, your eyes are the windows to your soul. Look into your soul and have a real heart-to-heart conversation on exactly where you want to go, what you want to create. What have I really been feeling? How can I bring more love into my life? Or perhaps, how can I display the things that I do love around me? How can I have new conversations and express more love in my conversations with the people around me. These are things that, people say, oh my gosh, you're going crazy because you're talking to yourself. Talk to yourself all you want. There is a wonderful therapy session that we have learned. I have my degree in metaphysical counseling, and one of them is the mirror work and really looking way into your own eyes. And perhaps you haven't done that in quite a long time. This is what people see. This is the frequency that you're putting out. This is definitely little portals right to the heart chakra and where the soul lives within yourself. This is what people read when they see you. And that goes to what they feel when they're around you. All of these particular electrical circuits form your aura. They form your electrical body. And if you concentrate on just pouring more love into yourself, into your electrical circuits, people are going to feel that. Beautiful things are just going to be attracted to you. If you're looking for perhaps a beautiful home, all that you need to do is really put out more love and let that home feel that. And so it can come into your life. If you are trying to attract a wonderful companion or a wonderful relationship into your life, pump yourself full of love. And if you do not know how to do that, grab an item that you do love and bring it to you. And just explore that particular item and why you like it so much, why you love the color of it, why you love the feel of it. And pretty soon you can hold it right here to your heart. And then you can start to feel the love inside of you. I know a lot of us are so busy from day to day, we don't take time to really charge up our love centers. And it's really important. So this particular weekend is one of those fabulous moments that also Saturn is going to be in a wonderful relationship with Mars. So whatever you're working on Saturday, it is going to stay in your life for a long time. So if you make any type of effort at all to bring love into your life or to appreciate anything creative like music or painting or the written word or film or photography, anything to do with the Venusian qualities. If you love to dance, put some music on and just be by yourself and dance like no one's watching. It's going to be really fun for you. And that particular joy that is stimulated through your particular electrical unit, your aura, that is going to stay with you. It's going to be part of your foundation. This is how important it is. This new moon is so creative. It's so intuitive. If you wanted to meditate how to open your third eye, this is a fantastic night to have a little meditation going on. It's fabulous. And then, of course, we have on Sunday, at Saturday night, we turn our clocks forward here in the United States, bring forward for daylight savings time. I'd love for you to call in and give me your opinion on if you think we should go to daylight savings time or if you think that we should have daylight savings time all the time. The number to call in is 844-390-8255. What's your opinion on that? Do you think we should change time anymore? Do you think it's necessary? Do you think it's confusing? Time is an illusion, and that's what we prove every time we turn our clocks forward or back. Time is an illusion. I want to also have a shout out to the UK because Sunday is Mothering Day. So I want to wish all the mothers there in Great Britain a wonderful day. I know our Mother's Day is important here in the States, and I want to do a shout out. I've got a lot of friends of mine in Great Britain, so I want to make sure to honor your Mothering Day in the UK. We also have a fabulous Monday coming at us. The Monday, March 15th, very important day. Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of commerce, how you do business, how you trade, how your brain thinks. Mercury is going to be going into Pisces as well. So we've got this Pisces energy going on. And it's really, really important. If you know where Pisces is in your chart, what house it is, I'm going to be kind of reflecting on how you're going to be feeling or what you're going to be experiencing with the planet Mercury going into Pisces. So if you have Pisces in the first house, and now Mercury is going to be going into your first house, you may feel a little bit more anxious. You may be feeling perhaps a little bit more anxiety. You also may be kind of doubting yourself and thinking, am I the best I can be? You may be taking comments that people say a little bit more personal to the heart. You may also be thinking to yourself, I'm kind of worried about this. I'm worried about myself if I'm living up to par. And you may be wanting to check yourself against other people. I want to kind of, stop you if that's what you're doing, because what I would like to do is take that energy of the first house and really be a little bit more compassionate towards yourself. And just like I was talking about spending some time in the love department with yourself, give yourself a break, because you may be feeling a little bit more on edge. You may be feeling sleepless. You're having some restless nights also about trying to get to sleep. If you have Pisces in the second house, now Mercury is going to be going there. You're going to be experiencing kind of a reflection about everything that you value, whether it is materialistic, whether it is spiritual in nature, whether it is intellectual in nature. You are going to be thinking to yourself, am I just chattering mindlessly? Am I just carrying perhaps superficial conversations? Am I getting my point across? Am I putting my communication as clear as I possibly can? You're going to be kind of checking out how you also are spending in your budget. You're also going to be thinking, the money that I'm spending, is it really the value? Am I just spending to spend? Am I just feeling like I want these things around me to make me feel good? Or do I really need them? Are they going to be of real value to me? The work that I am doing, and we're going to get into the sixth house, but the second house is all about the value that you bring into your life. So it's really, really important that you're spending, and the money that's coming in are you getting paid for what you think you should be getting paid? it's one of those things that really you need to kind of do your checks and balances. We're all working on our taxes right now here in the States. So it may be something that you're getting a little anxious of if you've kind of looked at it. It's like, wow, I'm really getting behind the eight ball here. You may want to, if you are an entrepreneur, you may want to raise your prices up a little bit. And so that you are really getting paid for the value that, that you really are worth, if that you think the work you're doing is worth it. The third house, if you have Pisces in the third house, you are really going to be wanting to get groups together to have discussions on different topics, whether it is in social media or not. You are wanting to get the views on specific things, just like we're doing right now. You're going to be tuning into more podcasts. You're going to be wanting to hear the views of people, whether it has to do with just the newest trends. It could be interior design. It could be, I want to go to, maybe some galleries, or finally they're loosening up some music in your area, or perhaps take some short trips around your particular city. You may want to also think, you know what, now since this particular group has been vaccinated or has gotten over the particular protectiveness of COVID, maybe now we can get together and we can have an extracurricular activity outside, or perhaps get together and dine together, or go to the lake together, or whatever it is that you want to do. But you're definitely going to be very interested in what people are thinking, what people are feeling, what different groups are arguing about, and what their point of view is. It's going to be very interesting. So you're not only going to be chatting, but you're also going to be doing a lot of quality listening as well. And you are going to be channeling it through how it makes you feel. So if you have Pisces in your fourth house, and now that Mercury is going into that particular area, Mercury is going forward. So it's speeded up a little bit now. As a matter of fact, there are 0 planets in retrograde at this particular moment. But if you have Pisces in the fourth house, you may be wanting to kind of spend some time alone in your home, or maybe withdraw a little bit and really kind of reflect. Things that may be coming up for you would be some things of the past. And some of these feelings may want to come up to be cleared, or so that you can have a new perspective of these particular feelings from the past. Perhaps you didn't handle a situation correctly and you're cringing like, oh man, I wish I could have a do-over on that one, But you want to just kind of make a vow at this particular new moon that, you know what, I'm going to handle that in a new way, in a new manner. And for you to really reflect and really get a good picture on some things that not only do you want to change in your home, but what you want to change right here in the home that you reside in. So if you've handled some things in the past that perhaps have caused you wounds, or perhaps you've taken too personally, or maybe you were just insensitive, you may want to get a different perspective on that, bring a little bit more of what am I going to do the next time this comes up, because I feel like that is something that is very appropriate at this particular time. Okay. If you want to connect with me and get into the chat room, all you need to do is go to Facebook and put in the little search bar contacttalkradio.com. And I'm there. I'm there live, and we can chit chat all you want. So that is in the chat room. I want to take a little break and say hi to everybody. You know, I want to say hi to Sheila. I want to say hi to Jules. I want to say hi to Carla. I want to say hi to Sheena, Kyla, and Liana. I want to say hi to Amy. I want to also say hi to my Mr. Bill. Thank you so much for listening. And I want to say hi to Ethan. He's been my new client, and we have found him. Talk about your home. We've found him a wonderful sacred space, and I'm just overjoyed that we could help him every step of the way. If you are looking for a new home, it doesn't matter what zip code you're in, we can help you at lowteamrealty.com. Okay, people are having a hard time finding the video. And so you know what? You can also go to www.ctrnetwork.com. When you pull up the homepage, at the very top, there is a lot of icons, and you will see the little Facebook icon. You can just push the little Facebook icon, and you will come right to the page, and I will be there. Okay, so I hope everybody can find us this way. I'm going to be designing a fan page, and we are going to be sharing that fan page with Contact Talk Radio, so that you can just go to my fan page and we can all gather there. I think that's going to be the best way to handle the shows from now on. That's going to be my new moon creative new fan page. So that'll be fun. So we can look forward to that. Okay, if you have Pisces in the fifth house, let's talk about that. The fifth house, when Mercury goes into your first house, Mercury loves to pull pranks and tricks. So you may be feeling a little like you want to pull some pranks and you want to do some other things as well. So you may be feeling kind of like having a little fun, and you may be thinking about doing something fun with others, or perhaps telling jokes, or bringing a little smile, a little humor, a little comedic experiences into your circle around you. The fifth house is also, you're going to want to be very effective in pursuing your creative projects as well. This is wonderful if you are doing any type of photography, film, songwriting, any kind of underscoring. If you are putting a soundtrack together, this is a fabulous time for all of those particular things, because it's almost like you're going to be getting downloads as to how this is all going to be going together. If you have Pisces in the sixth house, when Mercury goes in there, Mercury stirs things up in the brain, and you may be tending to really kind of analyze things, or over analyzing things, or you may be kind of coming across as a little bit more critical than you usually are. And that will bring in some kind of a kickback from others. But I feel like you may be wanting to also think about, if you are wanting a new job, or if you want to perhaps, just get another project going at work, or a new way of getting a group together to perhaps put out more effective work for yourself. You may be wanting to get more organized. You may be wanting to pick up a new skill that can help you at work as well. I just don't want you to get so on the merry-go-round about what you can do and what you should be doing. and then it never gets off the ground. Let's take it one step at a time and think to yourself, okay, I really would like to get very clear on how I can do the best work I possibly can, be in the best health I possibly can be in. So you may want to be thinking about purchasing food that is better for your body or burns more, get your metabolism burning more effectively. These are all things that, really when Mercury comes into that sixth house, you are really going to be thinking about. So enjoy perhaps drawing up a new plan at work and also a new plan having to do with your health, whether it's adding amino acids, or whether it is getting more water into your system, or whatever that particular thing that you need to do, joining a new exercise group, perhaps. This is all something that you are going to be thinking about. If you've got Pisces in the seventh house, and Mercury goes in there, you're going to be thinking about, how can I plan to do something together with my partner, or with my, perhaps, if I'm working with a partner at work. If negotiations come up, you're going to be razor sharp at exactly what needs to be done, what are the loose ends that need to be tied up, and all of the details that should be researched and really buttoned down if you are going to be launching into anything that needs to be signed, because the seventh house rules contracts. It rules contractual relationships. So this means that you may be wanting to perhaps go into a new project with your partner, or your marriage may need to have perhaps a little bit more intimate conversations between you. You may be having some deep discussions, and that leads you into the eighth house. If you have Pisces in the eighth house, now Mercury is going to be moving into the eighth house. The eighth house is all about intimacy. It's all about diving deep. It's all about psychological issues. Now, what happens when Mercury gets in there is Mercury is going to really want to dive into the why. The why am I doing this? Why am I on the planet? Why am I not getting things done like I should? Why are people responding to me the way they are? Why am I feeling that I don't belong? Why do I feel that I'm all alone? Why do I feel that perhaps I'm not being an effective human being? And you may feel as though you're disappointed in yourself. And you may have these very dark moments. And I'm going to tell you right now, Mercury makes those particular thoughts come to a perspective that you may start to believe in that. And I want to stop you right there, because when Mercury goes into that eighth house, you may need some very optimistic support. And it's very important that you know that you can always call someone for support, no matter what time of the day or night it is. And if you're feeling as though there is not any type of light, at the end of the tunnel, if you're feeling as though no one really cares, if you're feeling as though, you really do not see a way out, I just want you to open yourself up to dialing a number and listening, and just listen, because there is someone there to talk with you. There's someone there, so you're not alone. You can always call 1-800-273-8255, and that is the suicide hotline. I myself have lost very many dear people very close to me because they did not see that there was another option. They did not feel as if anyone cared for them. They felt like they were very much alone. And I want you to know that you are never alone. The people around you from the other side, your guides, your angels, the people that have crossed over are with you all the time, and they love you. Love never dies. And you really do need to know that. You have to know that you are so special in every breath you take and every single hour that you are doubting or that you can't find a way, that life is so precious. This is a part of life that all of us go through, and not to be ashamed of it. We are all here to help everyone. We're all here to lend a hand. We're all here to support each and every one of you, because everyone is precious. Life itself is such a gift. It goes by so quickly, and you will be in another place. You will be having a new experience. And sometimes everybody has rough times. I'm not saying that you don't. Sometimes you just want to give up. Sometimes you just want to cry your eyes out. And all of a sudden, you can remember something, or something makes you smile, or something makes you laugh, or you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, wow, I really needed to get all of that out because tomorrow's a new day. Music is wonderful. Music can make you feel as if you can reach the depths of your soul. And if you need a cleansing, that's what tears are. Tears are to cleanse the soul, to give you a new start. Because after you do that, you can feel a new freshness. You can feel lighter, brighter, and you can feel like, oh, at least I got that out. A lot of times we need to get anger out. Depression is really anger turned inwards. So I always tell people, what are you angry about? Let's talk about that. What are you angry about? We're all angry about something. And if we know what we're angry about, we can hit something, punch something, we can just get it out, whether we want to cry it out, whether we want to do exercise and get it out. We can always do something, but you're never alone. And that number is 1-800-273-8255. If Pisces is in your ninth house and you've got Mercury going into the ninth house on Monday, March 15th, you are going to be looking for new things to study. And I hope one of them is astrology. I hope one of them has to do with something metaphysical. Taking a new Reiki class, or how about a new cooking class, or studying up on something when all of this travel is lifted. You want to perhaps go to a new city and explore something, or perhaps you want to go through your past, maybe a past life regression, so that you will, know why you're drawn to, American Indian art, or that you are not wanting to be in the cold weather because maybe your past life you were in Alaska, or you were in some place that was extremely cold, and you had a very challenging life with that particular climate and temperature. You may want to go back to perhaps a period in time, let's say the 1920s, or, the Civil War, or something like that, where you're studying periods of time to learn how history repeats itself and how you can accept the forward movement that we really all have made in certain ways. We may want to research Atlantis and about, all of the research that has been validated about Atlantis and where that has been, and everything that all of the 12 strands of your DNA and how it was used back then. If you have Pisces in the 10th house, and now Mercury is going to be going into the 10th house, you're going to be thinking of your career. You're going to be thinking about how you are known. Let's just say what your degree is in, or if you have any kind of certificates, or how you are honored. The 10th house rules your career. It rules fame. It rules how you are being seen by the world. And you may think to yourself, I really want to make sure that I'm coming across with clarity on how I want to be perceived by what I'm accomplishing in this particular spin around the sun, So you may be thinking about another career you may add, or perhaps another degree you may want to add to your already illustrious career that you're doing. You may want to expand technologically in your career and really opening up a whole new avenue in that sense too. And so that brings me into the 11th house, because the 11th house is all about technology. It's all about social media. So if you've got Pisces there and now Mercury is going in there, you're going to want to expand your social media. You are going to want to expand how you can be known on a global force. You're going to want to expand how you are communicating with different groups. And also you're going to really be thinking to yourself, if I can dream it, I can do it. So I want to dream what the next step is. I want to really see what my wishes, my hopes, for not only myself, but for my family, my partner, even the planet itself. So, the 11th house has got a lot of things in it. And you may be just thinking to yourself, how can I be more than I am as far as reaching out to everyone else? Can I make a difference? Can I help the homeless? Can I be in a place where perhaps whatever skills that I have, I can reach out to others and help them through some type of technology? This is what, computers have been. This is the positive force of this wonderful Piscean energy when Mercury taps into it. It's also about commerce. How can I perhaps trade or do my business through technology? And this is something that we all have to learn how to incorporate. And which brings me to the 12th house. So if you have Pisces in the 12th house, you are very intuitive. You are very psychic. You may be wanting to have a dream journal. You may be wanting to learn dream analysis, because this is the house of unconscious. You may be feeling as though, I'm feeling as though there's something blocking me, or someone who is trying to undermine me. And through your intuition, you can literally protect yourself. You can literally find out how to secure your well-being through pinpointing some resistance that is blocking you from success. It could be you are sabotaging yourself. But in the meantime, the wonderful thing about the 12th house is that you can also reach out to those who are, let's just say, the not as fortunate as you are, the underdog, so to speak, and you can head up wonderful things that, like a soup kitchen. You can get on different committees to help people. You can, like in Colorado, they have, places where they give out coats and boots and hats and gloves, or things to really help out the planet in general. And this is just having compassion for your fellow man. The thing about it is a lot of people that have this wonderful intuition, that have this wonderful psychic ability, need to listen so that they can tune in to what, your fellow man is really concerned about. And you may be having a wonderful perception that they need to hear, that they need to help heal themselves. So this is a wonderful time for Mercury going through Pisces. So I hope that helped you. And I hope that you will be able to find out very clearly. And if you don't have a natal chart, make sure you go to my website. I'd love to have an hour with you, an hour session where I could really explain all of these wonderful houses and what it means and what planets are in there. And so that you can really use this energy to not only enhance your future, but also to really heal a lot of the deep wounds that have been not only in this lifetime, but in past lifetimes that might be coming up at this time as well. We're all about St. Patty's Day. Last St. Patty's Day, COVID was put into force full time. St. Patty's Day, this particular year, we're going to have the moon in Taurus. The moon in Taurus is a stay home, let's get comfortable, hang out at the couch, and just eat some comfort food. And so I think that if anybody is going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day, I think it's really going to be something where you're really going to be doing it in a very comfortable, laid back manner. It's not going to be, raging parties or get-togethers or anything like that. I really think that this is a time where you are going to just want to kind of stay home and, feel really maybe you'll even watch some wonderful documentaries and things like that about St. Patrick and learn about what exactly that is, or honoring your Irish heritage through making your own recipes from Ireland. And doing that as well so that you can honor St. Patrick's in your own way. Okay, March 18th, we've got Venus sextiling Pluto. Venus sextiling Pluto, you got to be kidding me. That is like deep, intense love. I mean, save the love letters, save those wonderful, conversations, save those wonderful red silk sheets for that particular day, because that's really going to be sexy. It's going to be intimate, and it's going to be transforming. And when I say transforming, I mean raising the frequency on your love life. So that's a really fun day. That's Thursday, March 18th. Now we've got that, we've got the shift. We've gone through Pisces. Everything is fabulous. And now here comes the latter part of March that I was talking about. That's going to be completely different from the first part of March, because the sun is going to be entering into Aries on March 20th, marking the spring equinox. Now, in astrology, that is our new year. That is when Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And so that is our absolute New Year's according to astrology. And so this is the time when you can really start over, push the reset button. This is the time when spring is being validated, And we have this particular next weekend, the 20th and the 21st, very special time. I'm going to tell you really quickly. We have got Mercury sextile in Uranus. Mars is going to be trining Saturn, and Venus is also going to be going into Aries. So it's going to be a hot time with Aries people. You know, we had Mars that was retrograded for like 4 months. Poor Aries people last year. It was a horrible time for them. And this is the time you get to make up for all of that. This is the time when you are going to be at the top of the mountain. You're going to be able to see forever. You are going to have the spotlight on you. I mean, you are going to be just, you know, rose-colored crystal quartz. And you're going to be walking around. You're going to be the highlighted sign. So Aries, get out there. You know you love the color red, but give it to yourself in little doses, because with this kind of energy behind you, the universe is saying you don't need to push as hard. You don't need to work as hard. You are going to be in love with the experiences that are showing that they're right around the corner. So hang in there, Aries. We are going to have a fabulous wrap up for March for you. So I'm really excited about that. So we have this wonderful Pisces energy happening right now. Get creative. Do all this wonderful stuff, because March 20th brings spring, whether you like it or not. And it is full of this wonderful action. And it is going to have, this is where we get a little bit of that fire energy coming into us. So I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks ahead. My next show is going to be March 25th. I'm really excited about that. And by that time, I'm going to be able to have my fan page, and I'm going to make it so that everybody can get on and everybody can have a wonderful time chatting in the chat room, because that has been a little bit of a challenge for all of my people to follow me and to kind of do all of those wonderful things. All right. Until next time, if you need me, go to Kimla Lowe, LOWE.com, and look at all of the packages that I have, because for me, I have so many things that I do. And if you have a reading with me, it's just a wonderful, big, huge gift. And I would love for you to unwrap it. And so until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everybody.